Hey guys, Jedi Marine here. We're going to be talking about, I'm going to be having some wine. I'm going to be sitting back and kind of just talking about this because it's upsetting me and it's irritating me, and I feel we need to talk it out, Talk it out. So what I'm referring to is the general culture in America these days. And by that, I mean a whole bunch of different things. I'll try and tackle them. I'm sure I'll forget one or two of the points that I had wanted to make. I tend to do that. But we'll knock out as many as we can. So what I mean is that I think a lot of the issues that people are having and where a lot of these shootings are coming from, not specifically the Islamic, extremist ones and the terrorist-related ones, but the other ones that seem to be happening, the theater shooting, the mall shooting in Oregon, the Sandy Hook fucking thing, all that kind of stuff. I think that this stems from these fucking shitty fucking kids that you sadly are a part of, the generation that you're a part of. And it sucks. I think it's, and I may even be a part of, depending on how old they are. Jesus, but people today are so fucking entitled about everything. They don't want to work for a goddamn thing in their life. They don't. They don't want to put in the effort. Between the government, they're fucking feeding into this. They're doing the welfare programs, which originally were intended for people that kind of got shafted out of their jobs and they're in a tough way, and they just need, assistance for a month or two before they can find more work. But that's not happening, because that is happening in some cases, but the vast majority of the people on welfare are lazy fucks that try to pop out more kids so that they can get more money from the government every month. They get their food stamps that they buy shit with. They don't buy basic food. If it were up to me, food stamps and those kind of like food-related things that people can get would only apply to like chicken, ground beef, maybe some pretty basic steaks, and like milk, cheese, and vegetables. That shit would not apply to energy drinks. I think Colorado, maybe some other states allow, wherever pot's legal, allow you to buy fucking pot with it. They're at the very least considering allowing you to buy pot with it. And I mean, what the fuck? That goddamn food should be used to get you by and for you to eat healthily, not for you to buy fucking Cheetos, not for you to buy your fucking energy drinks at the store. And so that's just exaggerating this whole situation. You have the people that are lazy, they don't want to work for shit. The government now allows them to not work for fucking anything. Every kid is a winner. Every single kid out there is given a fucking trophy for everything. Literally everything. Your team could be last in your, and if you have, say, in your league or whatever for baseball, whatever the sport, your team could be dead fucking last, and they're still going to give you a participation trophy. And I have to tell you right now that my boys are not going to get that shit. They may try to give it to them, and I will take it, and I'll throw that shit out. And I will show my boys that I am throwing it out. Not to teach them that winning is the most important thing in the world, because it's not, but to teach them that not everybody is a winner. That sometimes you are going to lose, and you're going to lose hard. And that's what I'm trying to teach my 5-year-old right now, because he is a fucking terrible loser. And my 3-year-old is kind of getting that way too. Terrible losers. We're playing a board game, Trouble, where you push the big button in the middle and like the dice bounces around and you move your things around the board. And he was losing. What the hell is that? Hold on, sorry. I don't know what that is. Something explodes and you'll know it. And they were terrible losers. When one of us would knock one of their little dudes off back to the starting point, they would freak out. And it's unacceptable. And I will fucking knock that shit out of them, if I have to. They will not be like that because it's unacceptable. It really is. But kids these days, they think everyone's a winner. And so when all of a sudden they get to the fucking real world and mom and dad have gotten sick of their lazy shit and they stop supporting them, then they don't know what to do. They fucking freak out. Kids in high school are freaking out because they're super stressed and they don't know how to deal with stress, and they don't know how to deal with any of it, with being shut down, with being told no. And all it's doing is leading to these fucking people that can't handle their shit. They get told no on a job interview, or they get told no on whatever, and they decide to go crazy and go fucking kill people. And it's absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. It's infuriating. It makes me so mad because 50, 60, 70 years ago, guns were just as prevalent then as they are now. The increase in guns really hasn't done anything insane. Like, people had guns then. People probably had less safes then. They have them in their little cabinets with the glass, doors on them. People left them fucking next to the front door. They left them in their closet, like up on the top, like, shelf. But people didn't go and just fucking murder everyone and their mom. You know why? Because, one, they're fucking terrified to touch those things, because if they did, their dads would whoop their ass. And we've gotten to the point where dads in a lot of situations aren't there. They're fucking lazy, they're deadbeats or whatever. And so these kids, they don't learn from a strong male, authority figure. And they think that they're fucking God's gift to the earth, and then they lash out and they do this shit. And then at the same time, back then, you, on top of not wanting to touch the guns because dad will whoop your ass, but two, they knew that you lost, that sometimes shit didn't go your way and you had to get up and try again. And that's not the case anymore. As much as I want it to be, that is not the case anymore. And it's so depressing. It really is, because eventually what this is going to lead to is the government overstepping its bounds, but people will be so enamored by the government and how wonderful it is that they're going to let them do it, and they're going to try and take your guns. They're going to try and enforce their will in some way that you probably won't like eventually. And it may not happen, in the next 10 years, 20 years. It may not happen while any of us are alive, but it will happen. And you know why I know it'll happen? Because basically every government throughout history has done that. They get to the point where certain people get into power, they want more power, and they fucking do what they want. And the way our Constitution was written was to prevent that, but it's not going to prevent it all the time. And because people sidestep it, and they go around it, and they lull people into this shit, and eventually that's what's going to happen. And it's happening because so many people are unwilling to stand up for these rights. Yeah, you may not like the Second Amendment. You may not be a fan of guns for whatever reason. That's fine. The chance of you being killed by somebody with a gun is fucking damn near zero. Damn near zero. But they're freaking out, and they're making this shit to seem like it's like some sort of crazy epidemic. And it's not true. It's so annoying. I get so fed up just thinking about it. Oh, man. Gets me going. But people, and I hope you guys aren't like this, like all these fucking kids I've been talking about. You're not going to be a winner all the time. You're not. Plain and simple. Get used to it. It is okay to lose. And generally, the people that do the very best in the world, the people that you look up to, all those big, athletes and kind of those people, like Michael Jordan, Shaq, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. And granted, some of them are dickheads, but in terms of their success, you do understand that they lost a lot to get to where they are. All these guys, regardless of sport, regardless of activity, the top people and everything, they've lost more than they've won, I'd be willing to venture. But what makes them great and what sets them apart is that they are willing to learn from their mistakes, to learn from what they've done, and they attack it head on and they go back at it. The best wrestlers in the world do that. The best baseball players, the best anything. They freaking figure out where they're weak, what they did wrong, and they improve on it. And I hope that's the approach you guys take. I hope you aren't these lazy fucks who don't want to do what your parents tell you because, oh, I don't want to do chores. Chores are stupid. It's Saturday. I want to do this. No, fuck you. Get up. Do the shit your parents are asking of you. And then go fuck around for the rest of the day. Do your shit. Don't be lazy. It's so upsetting to see so many kids that talk back to people of authority, that fucking argue with police because they think it's cool. If a police officer tells you to do something, fucking do it. He may be a prick. That cop may be a complete asshole. But you listen to what he says, and then down the road, then you could fucking hammer him if he did something illegal. But you see these kids nowadays that they just fight it. And they fight it, and they argue, and they bitch. And it forces the cop at that point to take heavier action. And then they cry, oh my God, don't hurt me. Yeah, fuck you. I'm just going to say, fuck you. Listen to what you're being told by someone in a position of power. And then fix your shit afterwards. Because a cop pulling you over because you have a taillight out, and then you being a little prick, he's not trying to take over your neighborhood. He's not trying to, I want to kill this kid today. No. He's pulling you over because you have a fucking taillight out, and you wanted to argue and be a little asshole about it. I'm all for prosecuting police and sending police to prison when they do something legitimately wrong. But I'd be willing to venture at the vast majority of times when police have to go hands-on or they have to shoot somebody, it's justified. Not every time, by any stretch, I'm not claiming that, but the vast majority of time is because that person wasn't complying, they weren't listening, they were doing whatever they wanted, and then shit had to get physical. Plain and simple. You and me, if you're not a cop, you can walk away from someone being a dickhead and causing trouble in public. Police do not have that same luxury. If someone's being a prick, they are the ones that have to take care of it. And sometimes that involves getting down and dirty. And so these kids that argue with police, I'm just like, if this guy tases you in the face, I'm not going to feel bad. Because you deserve it. So guys, please, if any of this applies to you, fix your shit. Realize that you are doing something wrong, that you're being lazy, that you're being entitled, that whatever it is, and fix it. Because the world ain't going to do shit for you. It's really not. That's the thing I found when I got out. In the Marine Corps, a lot of shit is done for you. And so going from 18 to getting out at 22 and having to figure all my shit out, it was insane. And luckily I have my awesome wife who fucking helped me along with all of it. But you really have to do this shit on your own. You have to go out and get a job on your own. You have to go to school and sign up and actually show up to class and do it on your own. No one's going to make you do that shit. In the end, it comes down to you. So you need to figure it out. So yeah, I kind of ranted on for a long time here. But you guys, please don't fall into this trap of these people. Just know, if you've lost, you're not the only person to ever have lost this, or not the only other person to have failed. Failing happens. You just need to keep going. That's all there is to it. All right, guys. If you have any questions or comments, hit me up, please. And I'll see you in the next one. Simplify.